YouTube, JS here. You know, with all the recent news and events around medical emergencies and conditions and things like that that you see in the 24/7 news media, I thought it would be good for me to break out some of my medical stash, or not some, but maybe all of it, and try to not necessarily provide training, but just go through the different options that are available out there. It can be very, very confusing to the novice or someone that does not know, or someone that has never been to any training, any formalized training, perhaps someone that's just Googling or YouTubing around, you're just looking at people's kit lists, things like that. You can certainly do that. There's a wonderful selection of information out on the internet, but again, it can be very, very confusing. Now, am I saying I'm an expert? Nope. You guys know I'm an EMT basic, non-practicing. I have been to trauma classes and things like that. The training, I had a few days of clinicals where I was actually riding in the ambulance service for EMS, and the hundreds of hours, roughly 187. I figure I've got about 240 hours of formal professional level of training. So with that in mind, I'm going to go through some things, give you some tips, call out some stuff. We're just going to go through it, all right? I have accumulated a lot of equipment. You'll kind of see as we get into it the direction that we're going to go in. Real quick to get out of the way, there are EMS field guides. They're pretty good. You always want to get the best one. They go everything from different rhythms to blood pressure, heart. This one can be tough to read for a novice. It was tough for me, and I got into EMT and then it all started to make sense. But basically you get your medicines, your terminologies, different quick charts, things like that. So I would say this covers EMT basic and probably intermediate. All right, it does have your choking, your CPR sections, all that kind of stuff. AVPU, child sections. You can get this off Amazon. You always want to get the latest possible. Okay, for the prepper, I recommend this book. It is really good. It may not be technically the most accurate, but if you had nothing, get this. Where There Is No Doctor. This is designed for third world countries. All right? It's got everything on medicines, real easy sections on fevers, shock, what to do, kind of in a layman's terms. Snake bites, how to wrap wounds. You see the pictures? How to test for glaucoma, how to look for infections and things like tear sacs. Back here is a medicine section. How much do you need for penicillin for children, adults? Okay, dosages, all your different kind of things in terms of that. Aspirin, precautions, burns, different kinds, burns around joints, all right? So, again, with the villager in mind, a doctor wrote this, all right? David Warner. This is kind of like the cookbook of medicine. I recommend this. Okay, obviously, for EMT, we get the latest guide. 13th edition was of emergency care. The Pearson was the one that I took last year. And we've got everything. It's very EMS focused, so it's all about getting the patient up in the ambulance and getting them out. It's going to cover all your different kind of O2 saturations. I mean, end to end, you're going to get it all. Mass casualty, things like that. So if you want a little more heavy reading, you can pick yourself up one of these. It's about $100. You can get it on Amazon. That's where I got mine. If you take an EMT class, they will insist that you buy their edition of the books. There are workbooks that go with those EMT guides. My school did not require that you did a workbook. Some of my classmates had it. They saw value in the testing and things like that. It's definitely a hard course. It only gets harder as you go up. In the state of North Carolina, we don't recognize EMT intermediate. We recognize it from out of state, but we don't train in that. A lot of folks are moving away from that, and they're going right to paramedic, which is a year-long class. A lot harder after EMT basic. All right, at this point, what we want to do is go into some IFAKs, IFAKs, first aid kits, things like that. I have to go relatively fast. What I want to show you are different options. You can assemble your own once you kind of learn the individual pieces. You can buy pre-configured ones if you want KISS principle, if you want to keep it simple. Or you can mix and match and upgrade parts and to your heart's content. Your budget is your limitation. What you see here is a Vanquish bag. They're all MOLLE attached. This is just the bag. I purchased it, American made, very affordable, really durable. You just rip it off and all your contents are flayed out. Nice and accessible. Your bigger things, your gauze, your bigger items you put in here. So a Vanquish pack, different colors. These are pretty good. You can build a kit around that. You can also keep it simple, guys. If you're not a big tactical person, you're a soccer mom, you got a household kit, you can just get one of these regular little old first aid kits. Build your stuff out. You don't have to go high speed in the case. You know, something bright red screams medical and first aid, and that's all you need. You can keep it simple. This is an SOE small med pouch. I got this from Green Force Tactical. What they had SOE create them. You can buy them. But again, Green Force Tactical had it. What I really like about this, guys, is this fits in your cargo pocket. This fits in what you see over here. When I go hiking, my chest pack, I just throw it right in. It's real lightweight, simple, effective. So these are our medical focus here is trauma, airway, breathing, circulation, or the march if you're TCCC focused. All right. Pair of nitrile gloves, chest decompression needle, some glow stick for light. You know, if you have a headlight or a better source or your EDC light, that's obviously preferred. Nasal pharyngeal airway, very affordable and reasonable TK4 tourniquet for a last resort, and some regular H&H gauze. This setup is probably nasal airways, $5-6. H&H gauze, $2-4. TK4 tourniquet, less than $8. Pair of nitrile gloves and a chest decompression needle. This is probably a $25 worth of kit, and the pouch is probably $20 or so. So I would say on the affordability scale, this is less than $40. Yes, I'm just cramming it back in there. This is something lightweight. So a lightweight, small kit. This is what I wish Green Force Tactical would get back in stock and sell these. Okay, what I realize is if I'm going to get through my content and give you guys an overview, I can only spend about 1 minute on things. All right? SOE Compact Tear-Off Med Kit. You can buy this from their site. MOLLE. They have horizontal and vertical. You just open it up like this. Flays out. Same kind of thing. I stuffed it with some bandages, quick clot gauze, naso, the Olays or Elias bandage, which is one of the best. Sharpie for your tourniquet. I have a Swat-T wide that I keep on the outside here. So that's the setup. It's a very good setup. I put this on my range bag. Simple as that, in multicam. This is probably an $80, $90 setup. Next, custom. You don't have to buy the high-speed stuff. You can get a Ziploc bag. This idea just hit me one day. Throw in your medical, put your name on it, individual first aid kit, blood type, some gloves, another Elias modular bandage, some safety clips, safety pins, TK4 tourniquet. This setup is probably Oh, a hyphen chest seal, 2 of them. This is probably a $40 setup. You go to Walmart, you buy the whole pack of Sharpies. You just bust them up, put 1 Sharpie in each kit. Little roll of duct tape. And I believe I got a triangle bandage in here. Okay. This is a good setup. This actual IFAK goes in one of my gun bags. So I don't have to go from each rifle and pull my med kit out. I just stuff 1 in each pocket, leave it permanently. Moving on. These Dark Angel medical kit. I actually did not buy the whole kit because I believe they're too expensive. I'm not paying $180 for 1 kit. That's a little too much. They did have a sale one time where I could get this small form factor bag. Tourniquet right here. Bought a nice pair of trauma shears. Goes right down the side. What I like about this bag is it's real skinny. Can go on your belt. See? Belt or molly on a bag. I keep this on the outside of a backpack. If I go to a different range, like my everyday 511 backpack, I'll put these on. What's cool about this one is it has a strap. You pull it and all your contents comes out. Same thing. Compressed gauze, North American Rescue. You always got to have gloves. Go to Walmart, buy a pair of gloves. Naso, hyphen. You get the point. Starts to become a pattern in your kits. All right? That one. Same thing here. Little smaller pair of trauma shears, blunted in. Cat tourniquet. Marker. You kind of see the pattern. This one I had some combat gauze. All the same stuff. I throw in a rescue blanket for shock. And on a couple of these I got a little CPR face shield. In case I decide I want to be a real good Samaritan and do that. Combat gauze. Thing about combat gauze is this stuff expires. They're now on 5 years. Look, mine just expired. Got to always watch your expiration dates. This is the black one. It's the one that had the hemostatic agent in it, as well as the x-ray strip. If I had nothing, again, I believe my theory is this stuff just becomes less effective. I'm not just going to throw it away. I may use it for demo, or I may use it in real life. If I had nothing, this is getting used on it. If I'm trying to stop the bleeding, I'm going to use it. All right. So, all right. Next one. That's if you want to build, guys. If you want to buy one, look at this one. This is called an IFAK. Individual Patrol Officers Kit. Basically, it's keep it simple. You have a cat tourniquet, the latest gen. You can see the gray there. I've got a 4-inch flat, just pressure dressing. I've got a pair of black gloves, which if you saw my Skinny Medic video, they don't recommend that. But hey, it's all about my safety. And it comes with the Z-fold gauze. So you can get one with the combat gauze that I just showed you, the Cheeto gauze, or the Celox gauze. So you have your 3 popular brands, or you can just go with the regular gauze, and which should work as well. I got this at a gun show. Look at the price, $45. I just stuffed this in the back seat of my Jeep. This guy just rides around. This guy doesn't really expire. That's the beauty of it. Not messing with any of the combat gauzes. You get one of these kits, very affordable. They don't really expire. As long as you keep them all sealed and out of the sunlight and things like that. I guess they could. This is made by North American Rescue. IFAK. All right. Everybody knows TAC Response. TAC Response has the VOX, Ventilated Operator Kits. I had bought a couple of those. All right. So let's just analyze. They run the TK4 tourniquet, the H&H version of the compressed gauze. They run the H&H big bandages. They've got their nasopharyngeal airway. Duct tape. I think I threw in some swabs, and that's all I really see. Yeah. Chest decompression needle. you can get the gist. I had a little cool fold on it, and that's basically it. They were out of the cool fancy label, so I got the cellophane bag. Works for me. Price on this, $55 if memory serves me correctly, okay? So, very affordable. Get you in the next level up if you just want to buy TAC Responses kit. All right? Next one. This was Skinny Medic's kit. You can't go to a cool trauma class and not support the cause. So, Skinny Medic has his cat tourniquet, 6-inch trauma dressing, 2 compressed gauze from North American Rescue, a hyphen compact twin pack, naso NPA, pharyngeal, nasal trumpet, get your survival blanket, you get your big bear claw gloves, which are full size. They go all the way up the arm, a little higher, and they're kind of in that sand color. And then you get a badass Benchmade hook. That thing is a $30 value. So it's really good. That way you're not messing around with the trauma shears or things like that. You get a really cool hook. This guy's still sealed. All right. But it's got the tear, and then you can reseal. Aiden has one. He's already opened his up, so he could practice around and play. This was $90 because we attended the class. I believe it's $100 on the website. All right, guys. I'm trying to get through it as fast as I can. It's just a heck of a lot of stuff. Here's another version of the nasopharyngeal airway with jelly. 28 FR. It's like a French standard. This is generally the one size fits all based upon a person's height and body size. Obviously, you wouldn't stick this in a child. They have smaller ones for that. But this is your average adult male. Okay? Moving down the line. These are the compact hyphen chest seals. A guy showed up in class. He bought a medical kit. Guys, his vendor only gave him one. This could be an entry wound if somebody gets shot in the torso or the chest cavity, right? You're going to want to seal that up so air doesn't get in there, cause a pneumothorax condition. Well, it's possible that it could go in the front and the back. You can have an entry and an exit wound. So make sure you have two. Don't buy from a vendor or buy one of these and split it. These are only like $14, $16. Very affordable. Again, you can get them at North American Rescue. These are the vented kind, and they're super sticky, so they do the job. Okay. The infamous chest decompression needles. We've already talked about that. Watch other videos. Make sure you know what you're doing, or the person that uses these on you knows what they're doing. If you put these in the wrong location, you can pierce the heart, and you'll just die. Simple as that. So while you're trying to save a life, you don't want to kill the guy. All right. I got, these are about $15. You can put them in. They do have expiration dates. This particular one was used in a mass casualty during Operation Red Sage in North Carolina. When we were in EMT school, we worked with the Special Forces guys. And this is one that when I was the victim, they stuffed in my pocket. And hey, it's a memento. So I keep it. All right. There's another brand. Okay, here's the cool tourniquet section. Skinny Medic, watch my last video. You can watch Skinny Medic go through them, talk about the pros and cons, or do your research. Rat's tourniquet, it's 50-50 on these. A lot of guys don't like these. You can use these for smaller people. If you're a huge dude, there's no way this thing's wrapping around your leg, period. You're not going to get multiple wraps. So it's good for upper extremities. I think the directions say that, but it's kind of limiting, right? So you just do more research. There's nothing wrong with the rat. It's very affordable, but it may not be flexible and able to accommodate all situations. Moving on. Older model cat tourniquet. Skinny Medic says it best. I'm giving that dude all the credit. He's the founder of details behind fakes. There are tons of fakes on eBay. You got to be really, really careful. The cheap ones are always fakes. All right. Obviously, this is an expired one. You can see the date on it, 2008, or not expired, but old. So it's kind of my demo. These will be fake. Sometimes there'll be a sticker here. You won't see the red seal, like the way the ends look can look different. Sometimes they have typos on the name in Chinese. They misspell things. You have to be really, really careful. Look, put it in your head right now when you buy a cat tourniquet, which is tried and true, 17 years in Iraq and Afghanistan, 30 bucks. 30 bucks is what it takes to get you a tourniquet. Get a couple of them. Get a practice one and stuff these in your other bags. If you really can't afford it, get you a TK4. All right. Here's the new one. You can kind of see the dates on it. This is, you set them up for arms so you can apply it yourself. And then use two hands if you can go on a leg. This is the new Gen 7. Okay. Eventually, the bad guys will catch up with these. They'll start faking these out. Okay. Thicker windlass, things like that. But the cats are generally one of the leading ones that's recommended. Here's a Swat-T. I think this is a Swat-T wide tourniquet by Tactical Medical Solutions, TechMed. There you go. I got it all staged. Metal windlass, triangle hook once you hook it into place, and it will come apart and clamp in if you need a different kind of put it on differently. Kind of says it right there, the normal way, and then the buckle or the unbuckle and go around the limb, reconnect buckle and tighten it up. Another good tourniquet, I know Skinny Medic said he really liked these. There's just these $15, they come in black or orange. This is an orange one. Swat-T. It's basically inner tube. You stretch it out, the little diamond, the small part becomes a diamond. You wrap it around yourself. It's a little tough at first. You bite down on it, you get it going around your arm, you're good to go. You can also use this to secure a pressure dressing, or as a pressure dressing if you got your gauze over your wound and you don't need a tourniquet. This can do that. All right, very rubbery. Okay, over here in the bottom left, we've just got gauze. It just rolls up, it's all compressed gauze. You just pack that into a wound. All right, then you put a pressure bandage around it. If you wanted to, so it's kind of a good, better, best. If you wanted a better, bright red, powerful, spurting everywhere blood, you've only got a matter of minutes. This is a demo, quick clot combat gauze that you could practice with. Okay, you would stuff that into the wound, try to find the artery, get it right up against it, Z-fold. This is an older brand, it's expired, but this is the Celox gauze. This is the one that has this was in a roll. This is the one that had the chitosan from shrimp shells, and allergy studies showed that there are no adverse reactions to date. All right. For some reason, I want to say this is a British company, but Celox, the roll. Again, this is expired, but I'll just keep that there to show you. The roll is impregnated with the chitosan. Okay, say you didn't have the best stuff. You were trying to stop it, and we're going back to kind of gauze alternatives. This is just a dressing from Israel. These are older. I still had some. The Z-Pak was popular at one time. They're a little too thick. They're very spongy. They are vacuum sealed, but over time they start to get air. I don't know if I recommend this. See the size of this now versus the size of that? I would go with this. over this. I think this is compressed a lot harder. Probably the same amount. This is 4.5 inches by 4 yards. Yes, 4.5 inches by 4 yards. Look at the difference. Go with this over the Z-Fold. I just think it's a technological thing. You can go on a budget. If you're on a budget, just go to Walgreens, get you some 5x9s, Surgi pads. Come in a box, Johnson & Johnson's. And if you want to go high end, these Elias, I keep saying Olays, but Elias modular bandages. They have an eye cup. You can use a little bit of a pumped up pressure bandage because it puts direct pressure over the wound. It's got extra material. It's even got a cellophane piece that you can put on as a occlusive dressing. So this thing is multi-use. These are multi-use. If you've got you can get them rolled it flat or folded. These are the flat ones. So I definitely, if you can find these, who makes these? TACMed. Same people that make your soft tourniquet, Swat-T. Alright, these are real good. And you saw the price. Got this one at a gun show for $8. Alright guys, we're in the home stretch. Hopefully this is going okay. These are real cheap. Come on, you go to Target, Walmart, things like that. You get these emergency reflective mylar blankets. They reflect, what, 70-80% of your heat back on you. Add these to your kit. It's commonly overlooked. Most people forget about these. They forget about shock. Elevate the feet. Cover your patient. There's 4 different types of shock. You know, somebody loses a lot of blood, they could go in shock, go downhill really quick. You do want to you don't want their body to start shivering, get cold, and waste energy on that. So you want to try to heat them up and keep them in good shape till you get them to the hospital, all right? So add those to your kits. It's real cheap and affordable. Triangular bandage. Self-explanatory. There's 1,000. It's kind of like paracord. There's all these different ways. Same thing with triangular bandages. You limb immobilization, getting you out of the woods. You fall and break it. Keep your limb from flailing around. You want to be able to secure it. Get some of those. CPR shield. It's a big icky thing. Most people are CPR certified. They've taken different American Red Crosses, Heart Association, different types of CPR. There's a lot of science around saying you don't have to do that. There's air in the body these days. We get it. That's why they want you to do the 30 and 2, and then you can opt out of the 2. But hey, if it's your loved one, or if it's a kid, or if it's someone that you know, you're going to do CPR and do everything you can. If they're not breathing, help them. If you want to get one of these little shields, go ahead. It's up to you. Get your blood type. Get one for your family. There's Amen's. There's mine. Get one for the wife. Put them on there. Why not? Because you can. Trauma shears. These are really good ones, okay? You get them in different colors. Find a good brand. These are probably Pakistan or something. I got these from rescueessentials.com. This is a badass pair of trauma shears, bud. Get you a pair of those. No big deal. I had bought these for EMT school. I put them in some of my packs. Then I started looking at things a little smaller. So I bought some of these. $4. Okay. Documentation. This is my little red book. Kind of makes sense. If you go to a class, you want to take some notes. Patient assessment, lecture, lunch. Spinal injuries, deformities, burns. March, massive hemorrhage, airway, respiratory, circulation. All right. Head and injury. Put all your notes in here, man. Why not? Get yourself a little book. Wallet. If you know nothing and you don't know where to start, you can get one of these little guys. Patient assessments, airway, breathing, circulation, deformities. You know, sample. Here's your sample. Allergies, meds, past. Cheat sheets. And, you know, don't look at all the stuff. Just look at the top. Spinal. Shock, heart attack, level of consciousness, concussions. Diarrhea, drowning, eyes. Flip it over. Okay. Cheat sheet on what page is what. soft tissue injuries, bites and stings, burns, blisters, infection, musculoskeletal, chest and cardio, abdominal trauma, dehydration, heat illness, hypothermia, spine assessment. Look at that. That's probably like 15 bucks. EMT school never really knew this. No one teaches you this stuff in life. Okay? In your home, you're supposed to have a file of life. Normally, you keep it on your refrigerator. Okay? Different people have vials of life, last will and testaments, and actually, I'm forgetting the name of it. But people that don't want to be resuscitated, do not resuscitate if they go down. There's written formal documents that the EMS field will utilize. But anyway, you're supposed to fill out these and put it on your refrigerator. Somebody comes to your house, look at this information. Your emergency contacts, your medical data, the medication that you're on, frequency, dosage, your pharmacy, everything about you. What conditions do you have? Any recent surgeries, any allergies, your medical insurance information. If you can get one of these, file of life. I got this from an Iraqi veteran, I believe. Magnetic. Just fill these out, put that on your refrigerator for you or your family member. If the ambulance service ever comes to your house, you have it ready. Or heaven forbid, you don't remember what your spouse, like my spouse is allergic to sulfa, I need to kind of write that kind of stuff down. All right, there you go, file of life. Figured I'd add that. So I've got an M4 compact chest rig. I use my TAC response now. Fits right there like that. Bang. So I got it. Right next to my AR-15 30 round mags. So that's kind of how I do that. And then last but not least, I had an old video on this. Look, a lot of guys wig out over Blackhawk. What they have is this Blackhawk roll. Okay, this is cool. All right, got some bands. This could be in a vehicle. Look at this. It rolls out very nicely. I built this when I first got into medical before I had any training. I kind of went through, man, this is the Mac Daddy. A lot of my stuff is expiring, so you got to rotate it out. But look, you can see everything. Tourniquet, gauze, band-aids, medicines, gloves, a headlamp, trauma shears, blanket, thermometer, tweezer, everything. Surgical pads, dressings. I got everything what I want. First aid cheat sheet book, a more heavy duty thermal blanket, MPA, band-aids, topicals, Benadryls, antacids, medicines, all different kinds of Tylenols, ibuprofens, all that kind of stuff. Temporary dental kit. It's Velcro, look at that. You just roll it. So any guy will see this, will know this is medical kit. And they'll just run over to it and bust it out. This is one of those things of let's use common sense, not get hung up on Blackhawk suck it or not. So where do I store all this crap? Well, when it's not in bags, I have my miscellaneous when I'm building out kits. I've got an SOE clothes bag or kit bag. And I can just keep all my extra stuff. You see my extras. Rat's tourniquet, older style, extra dressings. These are really good. You need to put this in every single car. These little refills, man. Aspirin, diarrhea, antacid. Man, you out and you have dinner, or you're in your Jeep, or someone has a headache, or you're driving around. I mean, so often than not, these little kits are used so many times. I'm at work, I'm in a meeting, someone, hey man, yeah, let me break it out. And I'll just break these out. $5. Get them at REI, wherever you want to get it. But they're definitely worth it. All right, folks. Again, just to reiterate, you can build your own. You can buy some of the smaller, less complicated stuff. You can take a class. You can piecemeal things. You can kind of start out on a budget. There's all kinds of things that you can do to help you. The worst thing you can do is do nothing. So remember, put these in every car. put them in your house, every vehicle, camping gear, your bug out gear, range bags, that you need to have that many, and they need to go in that many places. Don't forget to, what I think is unique, don't forget to look for some advice material. These things are really good. I mean, I'll go through this again. Home cures, popular beliefs, sickness, how to examine a sick person, how to take care, healing without meds, right or wrong modern medicine, antibiotics, how to measure, instructions, first aid, nutrition, how to avoid sicknesses, very common sicknesses, diarrhea, dehydration, cold and flu, stuffy. I mean, this is awesome, isn't it? Serious illness, tetanus, meningitis, malaria, typhoid fever, all that, skin problems, the eyes, the teeth, gums. I really like this one. Goes well with my EMT, kind of modern medicine. There's a couple extra nuggets of good information in there. As always, like my stuff. Thanks for watching the video. You never know when you're going to need this stuff. You hope you never have to, but I promise you, you probably will one day. Anyway, JS, and we're out of here. Take care now.